Hey everyone, welcome back to TK's Tech Talk. And yes, everyone's been talking about the new Z Fold 3 and is it worth upgrading? So I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing. I want to share my experiences with my Galaxy Z Fold 2 5G and whether I would be upgrading to the Z Fold 3 or not. And I've actually had experience using today for about half an hour. I played about with the Z Fold 3 in store. They've got it in the stores here in Abu Dhabi everywhere now. So I had a look around and went to the Samsung store, went to another store, just to get a feel in different lighting of how much difference there is between the two phones. So before I go into all the differences or things that I feel may be a benefit to upgrade, and then obviously things that I don't think are worth upgrading for, just going to give you my experience of the Z Fold 2 till now. So I've obviously been using this phone for about 10 months now. You would have seen me unbox it 10 months ago. I was thinking, when is the best time to do a review? And it just kept getting delayed and I was not having time. And I think this might be the best time. And you can see I've got this nice little setup here with a Bluetooth mouse. I've got a Microsoft Wedge keyboard, and the case for the Wedge keyboard is acting as the stand for the phone. And I can show you that all of this works great. So you can see the mouse pointer. I hope you can pick it up on the camera. So this is the Play Store, for example. Sorry guys, lost the camera there. So I'm just going to search for something using the keyboard. Let's just say chess, press enter. You can see it's working absolutely amazing. So this is a nice setup. I've got my flash drive that I also talked about in another video. It's a 512 GB dual USB-A and USB-C. So it's very handy to transfer files to and from PCs that don't have a USB-C, or any device that only has USB-A, like your TV, for example. You might not have a USB-C port on your TV and you want to share certain files between the two devices. So that's very handy. So I've been using this on and off with this exact setup with the mouse and keyboard for productivity, for work, especially taking Zoom calls, well, not Zoom calls, Teams meetings, rather, when required for work and things like that. Sometimes just on my phone if I'm not available at my desk or PC and I have a client meeting after hours or things like that. And I have to say, so far till today, I have had a very good experience using the Fold. I actually don't really have too many bad things to say about it. One of the big pain points for me right now is this cover screen protector. You can't really see it here, but you can see on the edge it's got a bubble. So what happens is, I'm guessing it's because of the heat in the country. So when I'm out and about and it's in my pocket, I haven't taken the screen protector off. I've been very worried to keep it on and to make sure that I don't damage the screen, because obviously it's very expensive to replace. It does still have the warranty, still does have Samsung Care Plus for the first year. But the bottom line is, we have to be careful with this device. And I think I've been okay, not too careful with it. I've been using it without a case. There's no case on it, so I'm just gonna get rid of all of this fluff around here. So let's just take the USB drive out. I should really eject it. If you are gonna use this, it does get warm. Just want to point that out. So let's just take this away. So one thing I want to quickly show you, this is really cool. So this is the Microsoft Wedge keyboard. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but the case is actually a stand, and it's quite a good one actually, to be honest. Right? It's a bit heavy obviously, but that's fine. And once you close this up, like this, it actually disconnects the Bluetooth. How cool is that? It just turns it off and it disconnects from your phone. So anyway, just in case you're interested in using something like that. The only bad thing is it's not rechargeable, uses AAA batteries, and obviously you may have seen my M720 Triathlon mouse in a comparison video. Absolutely amazing mouse, I love it. Use it for all of my devices. So let's go back to the star of this show, the Z Fold 2 5G. So now, let's talk about some of the issues I've had with this. So firstly, I haven't even taken the front screen protector off. It's got lots of marks. You can see, at least I hope you can see, there's a scratch there. Some of the screen protector, I think I knocked it on something, and some of the screen protector came away here. Other than that, I have to say, to be honest, let me try and get rid of these fingerprints. It doesn't really bother me, but I'm just going to try and show you. There's not really too many marks or anything like that on the back of the phone, on the sides of the phone, on the main screen. There's the bubble. You can see the bubble there now, right? So it goes all the way down, by the way, and all I do all the time is just swipe it down, get rid of the bubble. I'm actually waiting to try and take it into the Samsung repair center and get it sorted out. But we'll worry about that when the time comes. But for now, can you still see the phone? There we go, I'm in focus now. So I hope I wasn't out of focus for the rest of the video. But just again, just going to show you one more time. Okay, the edges, the front screen protector's cracked there. Funnily enough, it didn't actually come off, surprisingly. It's very well stuck on. And yeah, nothing on the back glass. Edges are all clean, fingerprint, but I don't use the fingerprint reader, but all the power button, everything's clean. I've been, I haven't really dropped it hard or anything like that, but I always put it down on the table like this. So you might just be able to see the paint just about starting to wear off around the corners there. And the best thing for me is the Google Maps navigation, where, just unlock it, where I do, sorry guys, having some problems with the camera. I think battery's low or something, I'm not sure. But anyway, so the Google Maps, as you can see, is really amazing. It's, during navigation, it's even better. Other than that, you've seen all the other things about the phone. I just want to talk about the durability, so that's why I'm doing this video really. Until now, I've been using it without a case. As you can see, the phone is still working absolutely fine. Apart from these funky things happening on both screen protectors, there's nothing actually wrong with the screen itself. I use this phone and I unfold it every day, all the time. I'm using it all the time. I use it for work. It's just an amazing phone. And some of the refinements I've seen in the new One UI for the Z Fold 3, I'm sure they're going to port them over to the Z Fold 2. So is there any need now to upgrade to the Z Fold 3? So I played with the Z Fold 3, and there's only two reasons why I would currently want to upgrade to the Z Fold 3. Reason number one, the dual SIM slot. On this phone, unfortunately, we have the SIM card tray here at the bottom, and it only supports one SIM card, right? And one eSIM. Now the problem, I thought it won't be a problem, but I've actually had an issue trying to get my work SIM card changed into an eSIM, and then my other SIM card for abroad. Also, the network provider does not support eSIM, so I'm stuck. I can only use one SIM at a time. It's not a big deal. I don't really need the second SIM all the time, but sometimes I need an OTP or something like that, and it's just not possible. So now the new version in UAE at least, and maybe even in the surrounding regions and and maybe even in Europe, it's a dual Nano SIM. Now I've been told by the Samsung representative in the store that it's a dual SIM with eSIM support. So you will only be able to use one Nano SIM and the eSIM, or two Nano SIMs at once. You can't use three SIM cards at once. Only two can be active at one time, which is similar to the S21 Ultra and other phones. The other thing is the plastic around the sides is a bit flatter on the Z Fold 3. So that's one thing I noticed. And also when it's closed, this gap here is a tiny bit bigger on the Z Fold 3 because they've actually made the phone a lot flatter. So when you open up this phone, another thing, so these edges, I know I'm going very much in detail now, these edges here, they're more curved on the Z Fold 3. And the phone is about a millimeter, if that, in the thickest dimensions, thinner than this one. And so if we just open this up, when it's flat, you can see that there is a taper from the ends, right? The Z Fold 3, it looks a lot flatter. This taper is less prominent, and also I think there's a reason why they've done that. So there was an issue with this phone with cases. So what you would find is a lot of the cases would either just, the original Samsung case would either just fold over the phone, or you just get a back cover. And you know why that was? It's because for some reason this frame was a bad design and it couldn't really handle clipping covers on. And you'll see a lot of third-party cases, they expect you to put a strip of tape around the edges or something like that. I don't really remember now, I saw some videos, and you'd have to stick the front of the case on. Some people had the cases falling off and things like that. But if you look at the new lineup for the Z Fold 3, you notice that the cases are front and back, and they can be clipped on, and you can buy the full silicone cases and whatever you want directly from Samsung. So that's another interesting thing they've done, and I'm sure they fixed these edges especially for that reason, so that you can clip the SIM card. You can slip the cases right onto the phone, and that will allow more protection for your phone. So that's a massive benefit there. So, you know, please let me know if I am wrong. Please let me know if you have seen some clip-on cases for the Z Fold 2 that I don't know about. That is possible. I haven't seen every case in the market. It's just things that I noticed the first time I was buying the Z Fold 2 and the first time that I saw the Z Fold 3 and its accessories in the store. Unfortunately, they did not have a pen in store for me to test The screen width, however, the screen definitely, it didn't have a protector by the look of it in the store, but it definitely felt very solid to the touch, so the pen definitely won't have an issue when you're using it, especially since it retracts, because you need to get the Fold edition. So if you need a pen and you've been missing the Note and you have a Z Fold 2, I would definitely recommend upgrading to get a Note-like experience. Why I'm going to say that is because the pen doesn't fit inside the phone. Everyone knows that now. You do get a case, it's a bit quirky. The pen fits inside. That is not the Bluetooth edition of the pen, so you don't get the advanced features. The punch-out camera. When the phone is off like this, the Z Fold 3 looks exactly the same. You can still notice the camera, so it looks no different. When the screen is on, more often than not, in my personal experience, seeing it in the shop, maybe the lights are too bright, I don't know, but you can always see the dots, the 172 pixels that are covering that camera. Even when it's colored, you can see them. Now, when it's a different color other than white, you see them less, so it still does give that full screen experience. Okay, so it's still better than having the camera view there. It's still better than that. But sometimes you do see colors reflecting off those little things, and it's not a big deal in my opinion. I tried the front camera with the video mode and the picture mode, and it's not great, but I mostly use mine for video calling. I have taken pictures with it. Sometimes it's just nicer to see a massive viewfinder when you're taking a picture, so I do see some benefits of this camera on the Z Fold 2 over the Z Fold 3. And then what else? The back cameras. Let's talk about the back cameras. They're almost exactly the same as the cameras on the Z Fold 2. They've made it obviously a lot thinner, a lot smaller, a lot nicer to look at. But I have one gripe. For a phone this price, and by the way, I'm very happy with the cameras. I use them for my normal use, and I'm not like, I'm not much into photography. You'll see from my videos, I don't really know how to, do much video editing or things like that. And it's the same, I have to say, it's true for pictures. But oh, my battery is very low now. Let's see if I can find a charger or try and finish this video. So the camera, I really think at least what they could have done was maybe make the edges like the S21, or maybe keep the triple layer like they've got now on the Z Fold 3. But what they should have done, they could at least have integrated S21 cameras, right? Come on, that's the least they could have done. So will I be upgrading? I don't know. I really do like this form factor now. I don't know if I can actually ever go back to a normal phone, because that inside massive screen that you have, trust me, when you're browsing the web, when you're doing the navigation in the car, it's a completely different experience. And I can't really exaggerate that enough. Now I might just fall for it with the current pre-orders they have in the UAE. The price is very good. It's got a few extras. You don't get the charger. Guys, why is there no charger? The last thing I want to mention, that charger thing is an issue, because you're selling a phone that has a completely different charging profiles to the standard USB power delivery on the market. So you can't attain 25 watts or even close to it without using power delivery with PPS. So if you don't have a power delivery with PPS charger and you don't already have a 25 watt charger, if you want the faster speed, you're going to have to buy a 25 watt charger. Otherwise, live with the 15 or 18 watts that you're going to get from your standard charger. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you found this useful. Sorry for the few cuts in the middle. I was having problems with the camera. It kept going off, so apologies for that. If you have any questions and you're thinking about buying this or the Z Fold 3, please do feel free to ask. And if you did like this content, please do feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.